here at the best event, Toby and Brent's event. We have the AI agents working, and so we're out here having drinks, having fun, meeting new people, networking with actual human individuals, but our AI agents never stop. We have the AI agents working, and so we're
February 2023. The world was still living by the old financial logic, but we pressed start. We wanted to create an ecosystem that would unite artificial intelligence and finance to make asset management simple, scalable, and secure. That's how AURUM was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of AURUM Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance, but this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launched AURUM Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Bryan Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya, thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves AURUM is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring AURUM Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of AURUM Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash-in and withdrawal terminals appear. AURUM establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, AURUM DEX, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. AURUM DEX cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of AURUM's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. AURUM becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. AURUM Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual AURUM Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, AURUM Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. AURUM Exchange remains in the top 10, while AURUM DEX surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The AURUM Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. AURUM becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
Good morning, this is Shane Morand. We're here in Cannes, Nice, and guess what? We're at the ECC event. And we're going to be hosting this evening a private dinner with industry leaders, investors, partners, future partners, to discuss the future of blockchain and AI finance.
AURUM opens a new era of investing. RWA on our platform is the opportunity to own real-world assets as easily as any cryptocurrency. No barriers, no complexity, accessible to everyone. Real estate. Own square meters in the world's most promising regions and earn passive income while the property is still under development. Gold. Hold a fundamental asset while generating additional returns in the crypto market through the platform's algorithmic liquidity. Data centers. Secure passive income for life by acquiring a small share of a digital machine. No expensive servers, maintenance, or searching for buyers of computing power. You don't need to worry about anything. We handle everything. You receive the profit. And the biggest advantage? Liquidity. AURUM Exchange. Minimum effort, maximum opportunities.
We are pleased to announce that a true professional has joined our team. Shane Morand is a master trainer, strategist, and world-class mentor. His track record includes building.
All right, everyone, let's go. Let's go. Welcome to Mastery. Welcome to the call, everyone. Let's just, before we get started here, let us know where you're calling in from in the chat. Let's see where around the world. We have a record-breaking call tonight. There's over 1,500. That's 1,500 people, plus it's growing on the call. Okay, Nigeria, Portugal, Canada, Philippines, Memphis, Brazil, Colorado, Poland, Portugal. It's scrolling way too fast. I'm just going to try to see if I can keep up here. Mongolia, Dubai, Pakistan, Greece, Deutschland, that's Greece. South Africa, Sudan, Holland, Nigeria. Welcome to the call. We've got an amazing call set up for you on this Mastery, and what an appropriate day in history to have this call. Russia, welcome. Germany, Philippines, welcome to the call. Russia again. Brazil in the house. UK, Israel, Spain, Ireland, Switzerland, Malaysia, Austria, Australia also, Africa, El Salvador, Ukraine, UK, Northern Ireland in the house. Hong Kong, welcome. Tampa, Turkey in the house. Turkey's calling. All right, welcome, everyone. We have a great call lined up for you, and we're going to get started in about a minute here, but let's just get started. Everybody's coming in. There's over, let me just check here. There's almost 1,600 people from all over the globe. It really highlights how AURUM is really growing into a global powerhouse here on a Zoom on a Monday. So welcome wherever you're calling in from, and whatever time. Maybe it's in the morning, maybe it's in the afternoon, or maybe you're in the evening. But to all of our four AURUM foundational partners worldwide, wherever you are calling in from around the globe, just welcome back. This is week 9 of the AURUM Foundation 90-Day Mastery Series, and over the last 8 weeks, we've built really a strong foundation. Over the last 8 weeks, you've learned how to invite properly, like a professional, how to share your story, how to follow up. You've also learned how to create rhythm, and more known as a weekly method of operation, and how to turn customers into community. You've also learned how to present AURUM in a really simple way. And last episode, we talked about how to expand your network, how to expand your community globally. And today, we're going to the next level. What an appropriate call here. And we're talking about leadership by example. All right. That's the title. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, because you're going to want to take some notes. And I just want to let you know up front that we have two major additional things that are going to be happening right here on this call today. So again, you want to stay engaged, and please take notes. The first is we've got Bryan Benson. He will be joining us later in this call. He's coming in with some strategic updates on where AURUM is positioned right now in the market. And he's also, again, we're going to be talking about what this means for the leaders on this call. All right. So this is exciting. I know everyone, just fasten your seatbelt. That's all I got to say. So stay tuned, because I know everyone is really excited to hear from Bryan Benson, CEO of the AURUM Foundation. And the second thing I really want, why you want to really stay tuned, is that we're launching an amazing promotion. And again, you're going to want to take your pen and piece of paper, get some notes down, because you're going to want to share this information with anyone who was unfortunate enough not to be on this live call. So again, this is very important. And if you have leaders again on your team that just couldn't get into the call, or for whatever reason, you're going to want to really take detailed notes here, because they're going to want to know, hey, what happened on the call, right? So make sure if you do get those calls, that you're prepared. Grab your notebook, get ready to capture what's happening right here, because both of these announcements, with Bryan coming on and talking about some amazing strategic announcements, and plus this promotion, what is it going to do? It's going to cause your team, it's going to cause your community to move into a momentum. So that's pretty exciting. So first, what we want to do here is build the foundation for why Bryan's message is going to land so powerfully. And here we're talking this week on our theme for this episode of Mastery is leadership by example. All right. Now, every team within your community that you're building, you need to hear this. People are watching you. Okay, this is very important. You are building a community. It could be a very small community. You might just be getting started here. And some of you on this call, I can see you. All right, I know who you are. You're building massive communities. But what I wanted to really say here is that people are watching. You know, people are watching you. Do you show up? Of course, you're on this call, but some aren't. But they call themselves leaders, but they're not on the mastery call. You know, do you attend the live Zooms? Do you invite? Are you following up? You know, do you keep growing? So your team and your community is always watching the leader. And who's the leader? You're the leader. You are the leader of your community. All right. Your actions either give your team permission to be casual and just we'll see what happens, what if, maybe, or it gives them a standard to rise to. All right. It gives them a standard. There's the standard. I'm watching my leader. Look what he's doing and or she is doing, and they're going to rise to the level that you're at. So your words, you know, when you choose your words, when you're speaking to your community, and again, we're talking about leadership here. This is the theme that when you use your words, all right, that will inspire, you know, your team just for a moment, but it's your actions. It's what you're doing. It's what they see you doing that really inspires people for a lifetime. All right. So your business is really a mirror, and for your community is going to actually mirror what they're seeing you do. If the leader is moving fast, your community is going to be moving fast. If the leader is just once in a while here and there showing up, that's what your team will replicate exactly. So if you invite regularly, for example, follow up consistently, if you're attending the live calls, if you use the platform, this amazing ecosystem that AURUM has put together, and it's actually taking it to a whole new level. For those that are not already up to date, we're taking this to a whole new level. You know, if you're reviewing your week ahead and you're teaching your team to do all of these things, your team's going to do the same. They're going to do exactly the same. But if you skip the calls, if you're not inviting, if you never follow up, your team's also going to follow that too. So just be careful there, right? They're watching their leader. What am I saying? They're watching you. You're the leader, all right? You are the leader of your community. Now, leadership is not about just being absolutely perfect. Leadership is about being consistent and being authentic. All right. When you're coaching, when you're teaching, when you're mentoring, when you're showing people how to get started, be authentic and show them what you're doing that's causing your success. Now at AURUM Foundation, leadership by example looks something like this. All right. You're on the live introduction calls. We have live introduction calls every day of the week, almost every day of the week. And if you go to the corporate Telegram, they list them right there. They list all the calls every day. They list, are you on those calls that you're promoting? But another way is whoever sponsored you has a sponsor, has a referral, somebody referred them. And if you keep going up and asking who referred you, you're going to find a leader who's doing regular introduction calls, right? Are you showing up to those introduction calls? These are the most important calls, is introducing new business. The new blood of your business is the lifeblood of your business. Are you showing up alone on those calls? Are you showing up at all? Or are you showing up with guests? Okay. Are you inviting new guests, right? Now, we have the weekly call, this call right here, the mastery call. This is where the culture happens. This is where we're laying in the foundation that every single person, regardless of the language, regardless of what country you live in, regardless of the culture, this method of operation, everybody can duplicate. Everybody can follow. They're easy, they're simple. And again, the mission really, what Bryan Benson says, we're looking to create 1,000 new millionaires that are not millionaires right now. 1,000 new millionaires. And so if you want to be a volunteer to become a millionaire, a new millionaire, just raise your hand. Okay. I'm watching you. Put your hand up. All right. That's most of you already. Oh yeah. That's over. I think there's over 1,600. It's climbing. 1,600 people on this call, a world record for AURUM Foundation. Now, the next thing that you're watching is, do you know your way around the platform? You know your way around the platform, right? Are you comfortable with the platform? Have you gone in there and played and clicked on the buttons and to see what's happening, so that when you have a partner that asks a question, that you kind of have an idea that you can take them maybe on a Zoom and show them, are you competent, on that platform? And what I would highly recommend is that just get no matter what size your community is right now is irrelevant. Whether you're just getting started or whether you have a small team, and some of you have massive global teams, it's amazing. But you want to make sure you're competent in the platform. And so do you share the YouTube replays? There's a lot of, we have a channel. It's called, and what you want to do, write this down. It's at AURUM_Foundation. Easy to remember. Just go to YouTube and just type in at, or search at AURUM_Foundation, right? And you click on it and you'll see a little AURUM logo. Click on that and all of the replays that are available are up there. Because why is that? Because the learning strategy is going to be continuous and ongoing. AURUM is moving. AURUM is growing. AURUM is leading the pack. AURUM is pioneering the entire AI finance sector. And you're a part of this. I hope I'm not the only one excited here about what's going on. So, when your team sees you, they see you plugged in, they see you learning, they see you growing, they see you acting, they see what's possible for them. They're looking at you as the leader and they want to know, is it possible? Is it possible? And if they're seeing you participate, if they're seeing you doing these simple, easy things anybody can do, the concept, again, for the $1 billion concept is we're going to take a few simple actions. We're going to duplicate it over a consistent period of time by a large group of people. All right. Let me repeat that. All we're doing on all the mastery calls, whatever the topic is, we're going to give you a few simple actions. And these simple actions are so simple that anybody can do it. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a marketing expert. You don't have to be a crypto guru. It's a few simple actions that can be taken by a large group of people, but it can be taken consistently over and over and over. So now, let me give you a 3-step formula for when you're growing your community in leadership. This is all to do with leadership, and this is going to really help a lot of people. What you want to do, let's talk about a new partner that's just joining, right? That wants to be a partner, that wants to build a massive community, that eventually wants to build a global community. This is the 3 steps, right? Number 1, it's called, just write this down. It's called I do and you watch, right? So as a leader, you're going to do the action and they're just watching you do it. Okay. So you might invite or present or follow up while your partner is watching you do it and they learn. The second component is that now once they learn, now we're going to do it together. So that means you and your partner, you do it together, you invite together, you follow up together, and so on. You get the idea. And the third step is that you take a step back now, right? And now you're going to tell your partner, now you do, and I'm going to watch to make sure you're doing it correctly. Boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is this too complicated for anybody, right? Let me go over the formula again. The first one is I do and you watch. Okay, I'll do it because I'm the leader. Just watch me. Okay, it's called just watch me. The second one is let's do it together. Let's lock arms and let's do this together. Okay, and the third step is you want to take a step back and it's like you do it now, but I'm there with you. If you make a mistake, don't worry, I'm there and I'll help you. I'll catch you. Don't worry, I'm the leader. You see how it works? This is exciting, man, about a simple concept anybody can do. So you're not doing everything forever. Okay, this is so important. You don't want to do everything forever. You know, you're just showing, then you're sharing, then you're checking, and then you step back. Okay, once they know how to go, once they know how to fly, what are you going to do? Give them more flying lessons? Once they're out of that nest and they start flying by themselves, all right, all you do now is maybe a little bit of mentoring and that's it. And so ask yourself these questions as we move forward. Ask yourself these questions. Am I attending the live calls that I want my team to attend? Of course, you want your team to attend the live calls, but are you attending the live calls? Question number 1. Question number 2, you might ask yourself, am I inviting the way that I want my team to invite? Do you know, have you been on the call, on the mastery call where we're teaching how to invite in 60 to 90 seconds max? Do you have your script? Do you have your invitation down to a science? Are you inviting the way that you want to teach your, brand new partner how to invite? Are you following up? So the question is really, am I following up the way that I want my team to follow up? Follow up is so important, as we've learned together. And the last question that you want to ask is, am I using the platform the way I want my team to use the platform? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, you need to make those questions, yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. All right. It's about really alignment, not about creating guilt. It's about just aligning so everyone is moving together in the same direction. So you want to be really transparent with your team. For example, if you're doing a private, leadership call, you're going to say something like, hey, look, I'm committed to being more consistent with invitations. You might say something like, let's grow this together. I'm at every live Zoom this month. I'm making a commitment that I'm going to be on every live Zoom this month. Are you coming with me? Are you going to be there with me? Or you might say something like, I'm reviewing my week in advance every Sunday. Do you want to join me on Sundays and review the week, see what we've got planned ahead? Leadership is really not about, it's not about, and this is the mistake that I see sometimes, that leaders that think they're a leader, it's like, I'm above you. That's not leadership. Leadership is, I'm going to go first. Watch me. I'm going first. Watch this. Watch me. This is leadership. Watch me. This is how you do it. This is how we do it, right? That is leadership. So do you know the steps? Are you congruent with the steps? So just before we bring Bryan on, I know everybody's fired up. I want to give everybody a challenge, and I also want to give you a little bit of a team challenge. But here it is. For the next 7 days, for the next week until our next mastery call, I want you to choose one area where you're going to raise your own personal standards. As a leader, raise your standards, make them higher. Number 1. So can you raise just make a decision that you're going to take one area and just raise it a little higher, raise your standard a little higher. The second thing is that you might want to tell your team, what is it that you're committed to? What are you committed to? When they hear their leader making a commitment, they'll step up their game. It's just the way it works. We want you to lead by example every single day. You are the example. The leader is the example. So invite your team to join you. Invite your team to join you. If you're going to a live Zoom with guests, invite your team. Come on onto this Zoom. I'm going to be there with guests. Bring your guests, right? And I hope that's not too confusing. I hope it's not too much. It's easy. It's simple. Everybody can do it. Everybody can raise their leadership just a little bit more. And this is what we're going to do every week. So this week really is about alignment between what you say and what you do. Okay, what you say and what you do, because people talk all day long, but then they don't do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna reach this rank by such and I'm gonna blah, 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 but they don't do it. Then they sit back, they don't change anything. Okay, that's not you. What you say you're gonna do, you're gonna do. Whatever you speak that you're going to do something, this is what leadership is about. Do what you say you're going to do. And there's a saying that I really, really like, and it's very, very simple. It says, how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing. For example, if you show up late, you always show up late, right? If you have a bad habit, you're always doing that thing. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. The bottom line is just be consistent. And in terms of a team challenge, you know, if ever you want to ask yourself this question, ask yourself this I'm speaking to you as a leader. This is the call. This is the mastery call that we're focused on leadership here. But if everyone on your team did what you did this week, would that be good for your business, right? Let me repeat, if everyone on your team did what you did this week and did what you did last week, would that be good for your business? Would that duplicate? Would that be great? All right. Have them write down, like, if you're meeting with a core group of people, most have a core group of leaders that they're working with, you know, have them write down, for example, one behavior that they're really proud of. What is that behavior? What is that step that they're getting really, really good at, that they're very proud that they're developing this particular skill? Have them write it down. One behavior also that they may want to improve a little bit, right? Maybe they want to improve. Maybe they want to invite more guests to the live events. Maybe they want to show more replays. Maybe they want to join mastery with more people on the call, right? And so you want to share this kind of in a team huddle. So when everyone thinks like a leader, the culture changes. And just this call alone, I'm pretty sure that you're thinking just a little bit more like a leader right now by following these simple steps. And so remember, this is the mastery call. If you're here live, this is where the action is. This is where the energy is. You can feel it. I can feel it. With us, so many people, we've never had a call this big in the history of AURUM. This is the largest call, and we've got lots of energy in this room. I can see the chats are going crazy. And so this call is live every week, but also you're here live. Is your team, is your entire team here live with you? You know, and always join the call early. Join this call early to be guaranteed that you're going to get a seat, because sometimes what happens is they're just totally packed out. We just totally pack out the system and people can't get on. And so by coming early, you're guaranteed a seat. All right. And so also the replays. I want to mention one more time, the YouTube channel for all of the replays. You can go in there. There's playlists and so on, but it's at AURUM Foundation, at AURUM _. You got to put the _ foundation, and it's just go to YouTube and click that. And now again, if you're watching the replay because you couldn't get on the live call, then make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a replay. Once it's posted, if you subscribe, it's going to pop up in your feed and you'll get to be the first to watch the replay. So as a leader, man, just show up. You know, show up live, share the replays, encourage your team to do exactly the same. Easy, simple, duplicatable. Everybody can do this over a consistent period of time. And that's how we're going to develop a culture, a global culture that's going to have AURUM continue to grow like a rabbit farm on a hormone diet. And I said that especially for Bryan Benson, who's coming up. And so just before we move forward, I just want to acknowledge something that's been really happening behind the scenes. We've been, you know, building this culture. There's been a significant movement in the regulatory and infrastructure space. And, you know, we had a call last week, you know, Narrow, by the way, hit 10,000 followers on X. Can you believe this? There's 10,000 people. If you're using X, not everybody uses X, but if you're using X, go ahead and follow Narrow on X, and I think it's Narrow Network. So if you just go to X and just type in Narrow, one word, Narrow Network, you'll be able to follow there. So let's keep that going. And our Swiss regulatory acquisition is complete. And there's a major product announcement coming up at our leadership event in Antalya with all the leaders are coming in. We can't wait to see everyone there. And these aren't small moves, by the way. What I'm talking about are not small moves. These are massive moves. And that's why your company, AURUM, is leading. We're pioneering the entire AI sector. And that's something that I hope you're understanding what, part of history that we're in right now. So these happen again when an ecosystem is really executing on purpose with intention. So fasten your seatbelts because we're introducing an amazing promotion right now. Not now, but we're going to do it right now just before we bring Bryan on. Grab a pen. I'll give you some time here. Grab a pen or a piece of paper and make sure you take your notes for those that could not get onto this call today. And then we're going to transition and introduce you to your CEO, Bryan Benson. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share this and we're going to talk. Oh, I'm not allowed to. If someone could allow me to share my screen here, that would be great. So I can share the presentation that you're not going to want to miss this presentation. Let's see where we are. I think this could be it. I hope. Let's just check. Is this it? Yeah. I think we're good there. I think so. How's that? All right. The mastery presentation. What am I talking about here? Just before we bring on your CEO, Bryan Benson, we're talking about a promotion that you're just not going to want to miss. And let's start off by the promotion is really, and again, there's 250 places available. Okay, so not everybody, even on this call, is going to be able to qualify, but everyone needs to know that there's a new exclusive opportunity that's coming to AURUM, to the community, and it's designed again for a select group of partners. This promotion grants exclusive access to a unique AURUM experience. I know what it is, by the way. I'm just not allowed to say what it is because it'll blow people out of the water. You got to trust me on this one. It's going to be amazing and a lifetime opportunity. We're talking about a lifetime opportunity. People all over the world dream about having something like this. All right. So this is not a small little thing. This is big. And what we're going to do is we're going to announce and we're going to unveil the promotion. Now, the promotion starts not now. It starts right now. Okay. The promotion is on right now. There's 250 places available. And we're going to announce what the winners are going to receive that you're not going to want to miss. And we're going to announce that in Antalya, in Turkey, with the leaders. We're going to announce what it is, but you may not be in Turkey because you didn't qualify, but you could have qualified. So when we make the announcement and we announce what this promotion is, you won't be sleeping for a little while. All right. So it starts right here, July 6th. When is July 6th? Right now. It's today. So everything that happens starting from today, and it ends on July 17th while we're in Turkey, Antalya, when we make the announcement of what this is. So there's your surprise mystery. But rest assured, you're going to wish, even if you come close, you're going to wish the 250 qualifiers and the winners are going to be blown out of the water. It's like a dream. For many of you, it'll be a dream come true. It's probably on your bucket list anyway. So here are the qualification requirements. I'll go over them with you. 50,000 USDT in direct sales through the XAI bot package. And it also includes gold, the real world asset investment packages. Now, very, very important. Don't miss this because you could have sales, but if you're not paying attention now, they won't count. All right. And so all qualifying sales must be completed through a Web3 wallet. What does that mean? You heard Andrew talk about we're going to Web3, we're going to non-custodial, and what's happening is your Web3 wallet. What is a Web3 wallet? It's like MetaMask or Trust Wallet. There's 100 of wallets out there, but that's a Web3 wallet that you control. And so what we're talking about here is the XAI bot package or the gold packages are purchased through your wallet, through directly to the contract to your wallet. All right, non-custodial. It must go through the Web3 wallet. I hope this makes sense. But every qualified partner receive an invitation for two to an exclusive AURUM experience. It's going to be amazing. 3 nights at a 5-star hotel. There's a clue. It's going to be in a hotel, but I can't tell you where. Right? Exclusive access to a private AURUM event, premium networking, exclusive experience with AURUM leaders. I'll tell you what. I've been to now 1, 2, and this will be my 3rd event. And some, I always ask people, how many is it your first event? How many is your second event? And when we're there, and how many have never missed an event? And there are some of you on this call, you've never missed an experience. And that's why they keep on qualifying. You never want to miss one of these experiences. Why? Because you get to meet the best of the best of the best leaders. You get to meet the best of the best, and they're real people. They sit down with you and they'll talk to you and they'll give you little tips. What would that be worth, right? So it's just an amazing networking opportunity. And again, the destination and the full event, all the details will be revealed to the leaders that qualify for Intellia. However, it'll be given to the first 250 people that qualify. Easy, simple. All right. And with that, I know we need a drum roll here, right? I really want to properly introduce someone here. Bryan Benson is the CEO of AURUM Foundation. He stood on some of the biggest crypto stages in the world. I mean, it's amazing. I'm in awe. That's one of the reasons when I became a part of AURUM, it's like, why is AURUM on all the biggest stages in the world? And they're talking, and here you got Bryan talking about AURUM. He's talking about AI finance. And so this is, he was the voice of AURUM's vision when it really mattered most. Bryan Benson, right? Yeah, he's just a world-class, I think, a world-class leader for sure. And then what happened was life interrupted. I mean, this is the reality. Life sometimes gets in the way. Bryan had some surgery and then multiple complications on all kinds of different levels, not just with his health, but complications all of a sudden popped up, right? Nobody could have ever predicted this. He was dreaming about going to Maldives. We had everything scheduled for Bryan, and he really wanted to go, but guess what? Had to be canceled because he wasn't able because of this. So the recovery, it lasted a little bit longer than anyone, including Bryan, really expected or even planned for. But here's what matters, right? He used that time also not to step back from the mission, but to go deeper, right? To think, to strategize, to understand what's really happening here in the market worldwide in AI finance, and to come back with clarity about, this moment means what does it mean for AURUM, and what does it mean for you as a leader in this room? Today Bryan's back, and we've been building a leadership culture. We've been building some consistency and alignment. And this call, he's been watching in the background, I know, but he's ready to roll. And with that, it's my honor to invite Bryan Benson. Welcome to the call. And you got the stage, my friend. I really appreciate you, and everybody appreciates you, Bryan. Thank you so much for being here, and we can't wait.
Well, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
You're good.
Audio's good? All right. First of all, thank you for the kind introduction. Those are some big words, and I hope to live up to them. So it's really nice of you to say all those things about me, and I do appreciate it. As you mentioned, life sometimes has its own plans. When you want to, go left, right, life takes you to the right, or you want to go fast, life takes you slow, or you want to go slow. And this is kind of my situation right now. I took care of a fairly routine surgery, and like you said, there were a couple complications, and thank God everything's behind me now, and we can move forward with building the rest of this business, with getting some of the key components right here from a regulatory standpoint, from a technology standpoint. This whole Mika thing happened sort of, the countdown came while I was in my hospital bed there, while I was recovering. And so, I got to look at that and really ponder how that affects AURUM, how that affects our business, how, our European partners and associates can can continue to build the business and still be fully protected by the law. And I think we're pretty excited about what we've come up with here, as it relates to MiCA, as it relates to further regulatory stuff, as it relates to the technology. And like you said, we have some pretty exciting announcements coming up here. This call is really not going to be this place for those announcements. I'm not going to tell you here's the announcement, and it's more to build a little bit of excitement for the Antalya trip that we have in 2 weeks, or a little less than 2 weeks, I guess now. And so yeah, I actually have the same PowerPoint that you just showed. There's a few extra slides, so I'm going to put it up on the screen, go over a few of the things. But there's really 3 or 4 key main points that I want everyone to understand off of this call. First of all, is gratitude from my part, from the rest of the founding team's part, from the ownership part, from all of those involved in building this. We're really blown away by the magnitude of what you guys have been able to build with us. So thank you. First of all, that's my message to everyone is great job, everyone, and thank you, and keep up the good work, because we're just getting started. So. In the corporate team, Shane, yourself, Andrew, Ahmed, everyone that's really pulled a little bit extra weight with me gone. I work as hard as I can, but I still, when I'm absent, there's people that step in and do what needs to be done, and I'm really proud of the team, proud of all of those of you who have helped us during this time with my absence. So I think it's an exciting sort of break for me, because it gives me that energy to position myself for this next push that we have, which I think is going to be a pretty exciting one. As Shane mentioned, we already are, growing by leaps and bounds in Nero. The 10,000 followers is a huge thing. We have, lots and lots of users. We're able to grow even faster. There's some issues though, also. I don't want to just pretend like it's all hunky-dory and everything's been perfect. And we get this pop-up from MetaMask sometimes that says, hey, be careful where you're connecting your wallet to, right? And these are things that we are very, very well aware of. The audits that we have been submitted to MetaMask, to Trust Wallet, to some of the other places to be able to get those lifted. But that being said, there's a lot of things out there that to the untrained eye, it's a little bit maybe scary or a little bit undaunting. So yeah, we're trying to get all of those things sorted as best we can. So let me share my screen here. As requested by Bypass the picker. Please, Shane, can you let me know if you can see my screen?
Yep, we're good. So you can, yep, perfect. If you want to.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll try and make it big here. Full screen. All right, that should be better, huh?
It's good. Perfect.
Okay, cool. So as I mentioned, guys, we have a lot to cover today. Hold on a sec. Sorry, I couldn't flip through the slides like that. Where did you go? Here we go. Sorry, guys. I just having one problem advancing the slides here. Give me a second. I think we'll just keep it like this. You guys can see the screen, correct?
Yep, we can see it. And if you want, I can pop up the PowerPoint. Oh no, I don't have the PowerPoint. I'm gonna have the same problem. It's a PDF. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Well, here, let's just do it like this.
Yep,
I think that everyone can hear me okay, and I can see the screen, and let's try and get through this the way that we have this here. So as mentioned, we have a promotion that we are announcing today that's already live, as mentioned, as of 8 p.m. So a few minutes ago. And we're not telling you where it is yet. So it's like like Shane said, it's going to be one of the most amazing experiences that we could bring to you. We're really excited to do that. I'm excited. I think this is going to go in the first day or 2 or 3 or 4 here, because 250 places is really, really easy for us to fill with the amount of people that we have there. Tens of thousands of people out there building businesses. So stay tuned for this, but we're going to announce it in Antalya. We're going to do a couple other things as well. So let me show you this. So the way that you qualify for this, and again, I don't want to spend too much time on this. You can go into the back office, you can talk to your upline, you can look for this information out there. But the qualification criteria are 50,000 in direct sales. EXA about packages sales and gold RWA investment are included, and all qualifying sales must be completed through the Web3 wallet. So if you're sending money the way that we used to a month or 2 or 3 ago, this is not going to get you qualified for this. You need to go into there where it says connect wallet and connect one of the many wallets that Shane said that are out there, be that Trust Wallet, MetaMask, and all those other good ones. So that's really the most important part of it, is don't get these sales and then have them come through another wallet system and then be mad when you didn't qualify, right? It's very, very clear that this is a way for us to help us push our Web3 connectivity, continue to grow that part of the business, continue to get some more deposits over on that side. So please, 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 if you're interested in this promotion, make sure that you're following along with that part of the rule, because it'd be a real shame if you got the dollar figure, but then it didn't come in through the right kind of wallet. And, we would hate to have disappointed people like that. So please help us with that. Now, the invitation is for 2 to an exclusive AURUM Mastery experience, we're calling it. And like Shane said, it's at a 5-star hotel. It's 3 nights. It's going to be exclusive. You're going to get to meet with some of the corporate team. I'll probably be there. Shane will probably be there. We'll look forward to having a really great time. But more importantly, we will look forward to sharing some of those leadership skills that Shane is the master of. That's why he gets the mastery call. But Ahmed as well, and HP and Tom, and everyone out there that's doing such a great job of building the business. So and then there's one other part of this that I think is pretty cool. Not only do you get to qualify for a trip, but there's also some prizes that are going to come out of this as well. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 fun bag here. You get qualified for the trip, and then you get a chance to win some of these prizes here. So as you can see, there's some RWA prizes. There's a watch. There's those gold bars are hard to get through the airport, but they're pretty nice to have. So the Dubai experience for 2 is also a nice one. And then we're giving away $5,000 in RWAs of tokenized Spirit Hills Bali tokens. So those are some of the awards that are going to be there, on top of the award of getting to come to the event and getting to be part of the mastery session. And so I think it's really exciting. We're going to be talking about that and going into that a little bit more on the 17th and 18th over in Antalya. And then you sort of stole my thunder on this one as well, but yeah, 10K is a really, really nice number to hit in such a short amount of time. And these, we're not buying followers for this. We're not, promoting this in a way where, airdrop hunters or, by the millions coming over trying to get $5 or something. This is real people that are interested in this product, that are following us, that want to hear updates, that want to see how it's going. So if you are on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, go over there and give us a follow. It's Nero_network actually. So you have to follow at Nero_network, but you'll find it. It's the one that's there, and it's the one that I'm following, as you can see there below. So if I'm not following it, it's the wrong one. So yeah, try and make sure that you're doing it there. But yeah, it's really showing what it's showing me is that we have a lot of traction in the market already, right? We launched this during my time away, actually. And Andrew did such a great job of, building the product. He's one of the co-founders over there. So building the product, coming on board, becoming our COO. He did all that stuff in my absence. And, the team was really amazing. Ahmed, Shane, and all the other people, on the marketing team and in the back office team and in the ops team. So kudos to everyone. Really excited about not only Nero, but about how it's growing, how the network is accepting this as a beautiful thing for us. The the ability to have more transparency in a product. This was something that we were being asked every day, multiple hundreds of times a day, like, hey, Brian, how can I see the transactions? Hey, Brian, where can I go to look at what's happening with the AXI bot? And that's the reason that we brought this product to the market, is because now people can go and they take a look exactly what's happening. It's all happening through their wallet. It connects to the smart contract, and the magic happens there. So I'd recommend everyone, if they haven't given it a try, please go over there and see what you can see. Okay. The last thing that I want to mention here before we wrap up the call is the regulatory side of things. I mean, I think everyone knows that this is something that's very, very, very important to us, to our community, to our company, and we need to get this right. And we can't just, this is not a game at this point anymore. We're too big to fail now, and we have to take this in the right direction from a global regulatory standpoint. To me, that's something. My face is on the front of this. I'm one of the ambassadors of this company. I want us to do the right thing, and every step of the way that we can be as regulated as possible in the products that require that regulation, right? And I think that is one of the keys that a lot of people don't understand, is when they see this regulation coming at them, they're like, oh gosh, they got us. Oh no, it's over. Oh God, what, and that's not the case at all. This is actually a positive thing for us, right? Because it helps us to build the kind of company that we want, that's going to last a long time, right? And so as we position ourselves with the licenses that we've had in the past, that we're continuing to develop, and the ones that we're continuing to invest in, let's say, I'm pretty excited about where it's going. It's not happening fast enough for me, but it's going the right direction, and I'm happy with the outcome. So what I wanted to talk about on this slide is just the new entity that we have. We hinted at this a couple weeks ago, and now we're happy to announce that we, part of this strategy, we've completed the acquisition of an SRO. And so what does an SRO means? You guys can go out there and look at it on, ChatGPT or Google it, or put it in the dictionary or something. But what it essentially means is it's a type of entity that's able to use internal regulations and internal compliance to fulfill the regulatory needs of the regulator. And so that's what we have. It's a FINMA backed one. So in Switzerland, the financial regulator is called FINMA, and FINMA has this type of entity called the SRO, which is the self-regulatory organization. So we're excited to announce that this is going live. This has already been acquired. We're working on the integration, and this gives us a lot of regulatory protection, because now we're able to funnel the parts of the business that require this type of regulation through the Swiss entity, and everything will be good. So I think, the question that I get is, well, what does this do for us, Brian? It's great. It sounds nice. Thank you for all the pretty words, but like, what's the brass tacks here? What's the skinny on this one? And so I think if you could take a look at this here, we've narrowed it down to about, 7 or 8 different really solid answers. I think what it gives us is a couple different things, but it gives us the ability to continue the products that we have planned. That's the important thing for me, right? We didn't want this regulation to come and say, hey guys, can't do what you're supposed to do. No. What we wanted to do is figure out, as the MiCA regulation came, as there's other regulatory fronts, let's call it, or issues around the world, we want to be one step ahead of that, and have the ability to build the business that we want, so that we can build the products that we've been planning all this time, right? And so I think the first one is digital asset services. There's 2 ways to do digital asset services, and Andrew explained it perfectly well last week. Custodial, non-custodial. Who holds the money? Do I have the money in my own possession at all times? That's custodial. I'm a custody. Or excuse me, no, that's non-custodial, because the bank or the entity doesn't custody my funds for me. Custodial means you give the money to the bank, or to an institution, or to an organization, or to centralized exchange, or there's all these different kinds of ways to do it. And then those people are responsible. They're the fiduciary on your funds, right? And so we want to be real careful that we're doing this the right way. So digital asset service is the first thing. Forex and cryptocurrency operations is the second one. This gives us the ability to navigate the European market specifically in the best way possible. And then there's a few other ancillary things out here that I want to mention, but those are the two most important ones. Those first two there. I think from there you can can look at the rest of them sort of as ancillary sort of services that provide validity, let's call it, to what we're doing, right? AML compliance. So this is anti-money laundering. None of and money laundering is not a good thing. Like we all hear about it, or we've seen the movie Narcos, or these guys laundering all these suitcases full of money. But there's really a problem out there in the world if the terrorists have an easy way to get money to blow up things and to do bad things, right? None of us want that. Not one single person in AURUM wants any of that, right? But what I've noticed in my time in financial services, and specifically in crypto, is a lot of times they've used AML to get into things that aren't AML related, right? So they're like, ooh, this is an AML check. You get in and they're like, well, there's no AML, but there was this, and this that we saw, right? So we just want to make sure that we're on the right side of this from a moral, philosophical standpoint, but also from an operational standpoint, right? Like, no one wants to give the bad guys easy access to money. That's clear to everyone in this business, in this country, in this company, excuse me, not country. But that's what AML is all about, right? Is keeping track of millions of dollars aren't going into the wrong hands without someone being able to take a look at that, right? But then there's other things: OTC services, KYC, KYB procedures. So these are related to compliance. They're related to regulatory requirements. Is who is my customer? Can I prove who that customer is? ID that matches a face, that has some sort of technology that's analyzing the face in real time with the name. These are pretty sophisticated things. We've all seen them in our banking apps and in our centralized exchanging apps. If you're using some of the bigger exchanges, they're going haywire with it right now. Can't even get into an OKX account without 47 times looking at your face and all this crap. So it's like, where's the balance between, is this good for the industry? Is it bad for the industry? Does it really protect, or does it just give a way into people's accounts and visibility and control? And so these are questions that go beyond AURUM, right? Beyond even just a country or a nation. I think it's a philosophical, almost human right. Like, can I have what I've earned, and can I keep it, and can no one take it away from me? And do I have the right to do that no matter who I am in the world? These are questions that go way beyond AURUM, and I think at AURUM we're trying to solve them, but it's a lot bigger than AURUM, And so I think this is what you're getting out of the SRO buy, though, is a lot of sort of like further steps down the road on each one of these. That's a big one, right? If you take in money from a known wallet that is doing really, really bad things, and then you want to go give it to someone else, that could be a problem for you. Those funds could be confiscated, or something could happen from a legal standpoint, from a law enforcement standpoint. And so we want to make sure that everyone is protected, not only AURUM and not only our investments, but you guys that are putting the money in there, right? If someone sells you 1,000 USDT, but it comes from the wrong place, this could be a problem for you, not for the person that sold it to you, And so this is what transaction monitoring can help us understand: is before you even take that money, before that money even hits your account or your AURUM balance, or whatever it is that you're putting it in, your trust wallet or whatever, how do we make sure that money is not coming from nefarious places where you, who are the hardworking citizen, are going to have a problem in the future? It's like, think about it. Like, if you went to the store, and every time you went to the store, they got out a chemical set and started testing your bills. And if one of those bills had some illicit substance on it, you were going to jail because you just tried to buy a pack of gum with that. That's kind of, if you can get your mind around it, that's a little bit about what we're talking about here, right? Is like, how do we monitor transactions, make sure that there's no money laundering, make sure that we know where it's needed, and we're doing the right thing so that the bad guys don't win. That's in essence what we're trying to do, and the SRO is one of the first steps to get us further down that road. So yeah, I guess without further ado, I'm going to close it here, and we're getting close to the hour here. So what are we focused on here? The acquisition comes at a very, very key time for us because it allows us to still play ball in Europe with the MiCA regulatory area. So we have the non-custodial, decentralized side of it. We have the SRO side of it, and it's the best we can do. We're going down the right path and doing some great things for our partners, for our customers, for our company, for everyone involved. So many companies aren't taking this strategy, this approach. I think it's a really good one, and we're going to continue to execute it. It's part of our long-term strategy. It's not the only thing that we're doing, but it is an important part of where we're going. So it gives us the ability to expand regulatory into a deeper financial infrastructure, and it gives us the ability to continue to pioneer this AI finance thing that is not going away. That is really pretty special, and that is I believe the secret sauce of what we're building here at AURUM. So want to thank everyone for their time today. Want to thank Shane, want to thank Andrew, want to thank Ahmed for building an amazing business here, an amazing network. We have some really talented and exceptional people. And that's not even talking about the leaders, you guys out there on this call, right? I know a lot of you guys personally, and I can't wait to see you guys in Antalya to catch up. But to really give you guys sort of some of that energy and some of that excitement that's coming out of me from having this time away from it, right? Sometimes when you go away from something, new vision, a new outlook on it, and that's exactly what's happened. And I couldn't be more excited about what's to come here. And Shane, I'm so sorry about Canada and the World Cup. Hurts my heart. I'm sorry to all the Mexicans.
Hey, look,
but
Canada
the United States tonight. Let's go, baby! Come on.
But Canada shouldn't have been there in the first place,
Well, they're hosting,
we're
so they had to
proud of what they've done. But anyway,
no, they did good, man. But hey, anyway, goodbye to everyone. Yeah. And thank you. I'll turn it back over to you and let you close the call out.
Bryan, I just want to mention to everybody, I've had so many conversations with you, and you always surprise me because I'll ask Bryan a question and I'm thinking, I think I know what he's going to answer. And he comes back with something and one of the questions I asked Bryan, I said, what are you most excited about the future when we first met? What are you excited about? And his answer kind of almost scared me. And he said, it's the unknown. I said, what do you mean the unknown? This has never been done. AI finance has never been done. And we are pioneering the entire AI finance sector. And we've got such a massive community and growing. This is pretty exciting. So do you still love the unknown? Some people, it scares them. The unknown scares them. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do still like the unknown, but the one thing that I've noticed, and I'll amend my answer now, is the regulators don't like do. So we have to make sure that we're doing the right thing, but keeping that energy and that excitement about what's to come. Because like, if you think about it, if the regulators had their way, we wouldn't have computers, we wouldn't have newspapers, we wouldn't have any of the things that were major technological sort of revolutions. They were pumping the brakes on those. And so I think we can see a little bit of the same. So yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon about the unknown, but I'm also trying to now dial back that unknown part of it so that the regulators can know enough about us to be very happy and love us a lot. So that's my answer, slightly amended, but still the same one.
Thank you. Bryan Benson, CEO of AURUM Foundation. And that's clarity. I mean, that's what we're talking about. That's what the market window looks like from someone who's been on all of the biggest stages in crypto. So here's what we're doing. Let's wrap this up with that we're really building a culture here, aren't we? We're building a culture of consistency. We're building a culture of alignment. And in this room, we're positioning really strategically in a market moment that actually matters. I mean, this is history in the making. And so lead by example, you show the way, you grow first. You invite your team to grow with you as well as a leader. And next week, what we're going to do? We're going to focus on duplication that scales globally. Right? How do you scale your community globally? We're going to talk about that on Mastery next week, and how to keep things simple enough for large numbers of people to repeat over and over a consistent period of time. How to avoid complexity. You don't want to go down that road. What do they call it? Complexity creep. It gets more and more complicated. The more you learn, the more complicated. Don't go down that road. And how to turn your personal leadership into a system that others can actually follow. If they can follow you, they can duplicate you. So come back ready Bring your team, bring your commitment. I want to thank bring your enthusiasm. You know, Napoleon Hill often, the director of the Napoleon Hill Foundation often says, you know, nothing great in life will ever happen without enthusiasm. Bring your enthusiasm. So thanks for being here, everyone. Thank you to everybody behind the scenes, Ahmed Zen, who's the co-founder of the partner division and the chief marketing officer, and all the technical people, Andrew, also Isaacs. I mean, everything is coming together here. Thank you also to all of you for stepping into your own leadership with the AURUM Foundation. And we'll see you right here next week on week 10 of the 90-day Mastery Series. Let's go.